I'm looking for $600,000, $800,000 for the pair.
Ooh. What are you looking to get?
$250,000.
And how much were you hoping to get?
80 grand. That's what it's valued at.
The first seller brought in a unique collection of fossils that are millions of years old.
I have a set of fossils, Pescara, Tyrannosaurus tooth, and North Africa crocodile skull.
The seller explained he picked them up at a nearby estate sale and brought them in hoping to learn what they were really worth.
How much you looking to get out of these?
The skull, I want $8,000, and the tooth, I'm trying to get $3,000, and fish, I'd like to get $1,000 for it.
Rick was impressed, but he knew that with fossil replicas becoming more common, he needed an expert before making any offers.
Do you mind if I pick any of this stuff up?
Sure, go ahead.
Of course, I'm going to go for the Tyrannosaur tooth first. I hate to tell you, but this is a replica.
The paleontologist quickly confirmed the T-Rex tooth was a replica, but the fish fossil was real and well preserved.
I can tell by the shape of the snout and the basic anatomy of the skull that it's a Dirosaur, which is an Eocene crocodile.
So how old would this be?
Roughly 60 to 50 million years ago, right after the dinosaurs went extinct. These guys managed to find a foothold and survive. These guys would float up to the top of the water and just wait for fish to swim by their open jaws, and they'd snap them shut.
The expert valued the fish at about $500 and the crocodile skull at around $16,000.
I'm going to pass on the fish, but this right here, you're asking $8,000 for it, and I mean, I'll give you $9,000 just for the skull.
Well, the appraiser said it's worth $16,000. Can you do 11?
If I didn't call the guy in, you'd still be wanting 8.
Good thing we called him.
The seller wanted at least $11,000 for the crocodile skull, but Rick didn't budge, and in the end, the deal closed at $9,000. The next seller brought in something every collector dreams of, an original Batman #1 from 1940.
Forgive me, you've kind of brought me one of the holy grails of comic books here, and I'm just almost speechless.
The seller shared he picked it up at auction about a year ago. With the debut of both the Joker and Catwoman, this comic's one of the most sought-after pieces in the game.
It's 5.5 condition, which for a Batman #1 is an extremely high grade.
What are you looking to get?
$250,000.
Corey acknowledged it could very well be worth that much, but to be certain, he called in an expert to give it the final stamp of approval.
As you know, this is a big book. This is one of the top 5 big books in the entire collecting industry. This is one of the strangest books in collecting right now, this Batman one. For some strange reason, this book actually went down in value. It makes no sense whatsoever for a Batman #1 to be going down.
The expert pointed out that Batman #1 had recently dropped in value from $240,000 to $210,000 over the past few years. Given this trend, he placed its current value in that same range.
Realistically, what would you take for it?
$250,000.
I'm not a comic book investor. I don't have the time to sit on it. For me to make money on this, I'd have to offer you like $100 grand.
I completely understand.
Thank you for bringing it in.
The next seller walked in with a book that started a global phenomenon.
I'm looking to sell my copy of Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, first edition.
He explained that this was the book that started it all, released in 1997 before anyone knew just how big the Harry Potter series would become.
What are you looking to do with it?
I'm looking to sell it if I can get you at the right price.
And what do you think the right price is?
I would love to get $30,000 for it.
Chumley was sure it was valuable, but with books, condition and authenticity are everything, so he called in a book expert.
Anytime you see a book in a box, it's a good sign. Someone cared about it. You have to have it custom made for that particular copy. This has been taken care of.
After checking the book thoroughly, the expert confirmed that while it wasn't perfect, it was a genuine near-fine first edition.
This book is fairly new, so how much do you think this particular copy is worth?
At the moment, I'm seeing copies of this quality in terms of condition. You could do perhaps as much as 20. I tend to go a little bit more conservative. For me, closer to 18.
After hearing the valuation, Chumley made an offer of $15,000, but the seller wasn't willing to go that low, so in the end, no deal was made.
I would go for it. I will go $150.
The next seller brought in something truly legendary, the first appearance of Spider-Man.
This isn't just like #1 Spider-Man. This is the first time anybody saw Spider-Man.
Corey explained that this was the first time fans saw Peter Parker fully step into his iconic red and blue suit. It marked the start of a whole new era for Marvel, and for collectors, this is one of the most sought-after comics out there.
It's hard to exaggerate how important this thing is. I mean, this is where the entire mega franchise of Spider-Man began. And to collectors, it's practically priceless. I could probably charge people just to look at it.
The seller wanted $16,000 for this comic, but Corey said he'd need an expert to take a look at it, since it could easily be worth a lot of money.
I've seen one in a 9.6 condition go for over $1 million. We see some chipping here, which is very common with the paper they used back then. On a scale of 1 to 10, now I'd put this in the 5 range. Very good to fine condition, closer to the $6,000 to $7,000 range.
After the expert's appraisal, the seller dropped his price to $13,000, but Corey countered with $7,000. The seller lowered his offer even further to $10,000, but Corey held firm. In the end, the deal didn't happen. This next seller walked in with a heavy bronze bust that he claimed was worth a fortune.
I have an exact cast of Michelangelo's Madonna bust. They sell for $80,000 if they're legit.
Chumley took a closer look. The condition was great, and it had the Vatican seal.
And how much were you hoping to get?
80 grand, that's what it's valued at.
Chumley said he had no idea whether it was really worth $80,000, so he needed an expert to take a look before making any kind of move.
It's absolutely fantastic. You don't see these a lot of times. There's not a ton of them that come on the market.
The expert confirmed the piece was real, an official new Renaissance reproduction commissioned by the Vatican itself.
He's asking 80,000. Tell me what you think.
I think that's too high. This artwork on the secondary market in a gallery, it's right around $35,000.
The bust was authentic, but the market simply didn't support an $80,000 valuation.
I'm looking at like 20 grand.
25?
23,000 is where I feel comfortable.
Chumley was ready to pay $23,000, but the seller suggested a trade.
Okay, I got a deal for you. I saw you had 100 pounds of silver, and that's about $24,000 if my math is correct. It'll get it out of your way, you'll get this out of my way.
Yeah, so long as the math checks out, I can do that deal.
Okay,
All right.
let's check it.
Meet me up at the